Hello everyone, Loaded here, back with another gameplay commentary, and I got some Call of Duty 4 gameplay action for you, and that's very relevant to the topic at hand today because I am starting a new series, and that is Remembering Call of Duty blank. And this is episode number 1 because Call of Duty 4 was actually my first Call of Duty game, so I remember it and hold it very, very fondly. And I'll just kind of give you a rundown as to my experience of how I even acquired these games, what led me to playing them, and what the YouTube scene kind of looked like, and yada yada yada. Just, just remembering the good old days. So, first of all, this was the first Call of Duty that I got, and I will also note that you're seeing Call of Duty Remastered in front of you, Call of Duty 4 Remastered in front of you, because that's just the gameplay that I had on hand. So, same game, different skin. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I got this game for Christmas one year. My brother and I got an Xbox 360 for Christmas, and my parents got us Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Call of Duty 4. And I had played the mess out of Halo after I got the Xbox, and I decided to try something new, so I popped in Call of Duty 4, and I was going to go to just campaign when I first popped it in, and I was like, it'd be fun to try out a military shooter. I played a Call of Duty on PlayStation 2. I think it was like Big Red 1 or something like that. But anyway, popped it in, I was going to play campaign, and I saw I had a multiplayer option, so I went on multiplayer and gave it a shot. And man, it was fast-paced. Like, the time to kill was just outrageously fast in comparison to the Halo games that I was used to playing. And that was like the only online experience that I had at that point was Halo. So whenever I finally got this game and I was playing it, I was like, dang, this time to kill is just so freaking fast. And I really enjoyed it. I decided after a short while, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should look up some tips and tricks on YouTube. Because prior to that, the only thing gaming-wise that I had really watched on YouTube was a Let's Play of Morrowind by the legendary Variax. Go check it out if you've never seen it, if you enjoy that game. It's an awesome Let's Play. It's a classic, total classic. Anyways, that was the first thing that I had watched on YouTube, gaming-wise. And I'm like, Call of Duty 4, I bet you there's some stuff on YouTube. So I went on YouTube, and the first person I ever discovered on YouTube was Hutch. And I watched the crap out of Hutch's Call of Duty 4 commentary stuff, from his free-for-all sniping tips to his, I think it was a 3-part series on God, and a bunch, so many Call of Duty 4 videos that I still try to go back and rewatch nowadays as well whenever I'm reminiscing, and it's a good old time. And shortly after I discovered Hutch, I also discovered Blame Truth, and I watched a lot of Blame Truth. I felt like the tips and tricks that he was giving at the time were a lot more useful to me as a new player. And like, Hutch was pure entertainment value. He was all personality. I mean, he was pretty good at the game too, but he was all personality, and he was a good old time to watch. I loved Hutch's videos, still do. But Blame Truth was more the tips and tricks guy that I used. I learned a lot on how to play Call of Duty and play it relatively well from Blame Truth. And shortly after I discovered Blame Truth, naturally I found my way to Excalizors, and I watched a lot of Excalizor stuff, and especially as time went on, I watched a lot of his live commentaries following Call of Duty 4. But yeah, that's kind of what the YouTube scene looked like back then. There really wasn't that many creators making videos at the time. And so you kind of just watched what was there, and those guys were there, and I absolutely loved the mess out of their content. Like I said, I still do. I still go back, still watch Hutch's old videos. I don't watch much of his modern videos because, well, first of all, he doesn't really upload like ever. But in terms of his streams, I don't watch a lot of his streams because it's so politically centric, which is totally fine, but I just don't happen to agree with a lot of his politics, so I tend to not enjoy much of that. But I still like whenever he's just playing games and, you know, being an entertainer as opposed to a political commentator. So still love Hutch, still have great respect for Hutch. And Blame Truth, I've really fallen off on his stuff because he's kind of gone on to adopt this larger-than-life WWE personality, and he's clashing with different people. He has beef with different people. I just feel like his personality on YouTube has changed a lot. I mean, I don't know him personally. I wouldn't say he's like a bad guy or anything, but his content's just not for me. XCal is one that has never left my rotation. XCal is the same guy now as he was back then, and he's just playing the next game, whatever that next game is. And I've been following XCal for a long time, from Call of Duty 4 to Modern Warfare 2, obviously to Black Ops 2. Love all of his live commentary series, and I even watched quite a bit of his Titanfall 2 live streams and live sessions, as well as modern XCal, him playing lots of X-Defiant these days, watching him play that too. So this is just like the type of creators at the time that really left an impression on me. Those three are like the big ones, and naturally, obviously, after I watched those for quite some time, and as the games went on, I also discovered CNanners and Machinima as a whole, Machinima Respawn, Machinima Respawn Inbox, etc., etc., etc. It just goes on and on and on. So many commentators came out around the Modern Warfare 2 days, but those three, XCal, Blame Truth, and Hutch, were like the guys in terms of commentary to watch at the time. Like, they were like the first ones, and they just nailed it. XCal and Blame Truth was really good at communicating what makes you a good Call of Duty player. XCal was obviously the guy that he was executing. There was like, I've never seen someone play a game as good as him back in those days, and he is still one of the better FPS players in the scene. And Hutch, he was just the personality guy. He was philosophical. He was really intrinsic, and just a great entertainer, and, you know, got me thinking a lot. And there's lots of stories I could tell about the way these guys left a lasting impression on me. But definitely those three guys. But enough about the YouTube scene. I want to very briefly kind of circle back to this game. And when I first started playing, I just, I didn't know what was good, didn't know what was bad, and I will tell you, obviously, the M16 is king in this game. It's like the best gun, one of the best guns ever in Call of Duty. It's amazing, and I was obsessed with the M16, not with the red dot, but with the ACOG, and I would just camp my nuts off using this freaking M16 with the ACOG until eventually I decided to prestige, and after that I gave up the ACOG, because once I started using the red dot again, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. And yeah, there's just so many great guns and so many great experiences I had with this game. The simplistic nature of it was just unmatched at the time. It was so simple, but the create a class option was so revolutionary for the games at this time, and I just have a lot of great memories with Call of Duty 4, and I hope you guys do too, because it was a great game. But anyway, that should do it for today's video. I know it's kind of all over the place, but I really enjoy talking about this game because it is one of my favorite games of all time. Very, very special to me. So if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and comment down below what other games I should talk about in the future and what kind of games you'd like to see from me on this channel. Bye, everyone.